I've spent 10 years ranking local businesses and Fortune 500 companies like Adobe to number one, and most people are learning the slowest ranking methods first. They're wasting 6 to 12 months on strategies that take forever to show results, which means they're burning through cash and losing clients before they can ever prove that SEO actually can work. So in this video, I'm going to break down every major ranking factor that I've tested over the last decade, from the slowest to the fastest, and you'll discover which ones get you or your clients ranked the fastest. So let's start with the method almost everyone learns first: traditional content SEO. You know the drill. Keyword research, write blog posts, optimize those posts, and wait. And then wait some more. This is what most SEO courses teach because it works for big national brands. But here's the problem. It can easily take 6 to 12 months before you see meaningful traffic. For a local business paying you $2,000 a month, that's $12,000 to $24,000 invested before they get a single phone call. But here's why it's so slow for local businesses specifically. You're competing against established domains that have been publishing content for years. Your brand new plumbing website is trying to outrank sites that have been around since 2010. You're starting from 0 domain authority while they're sitting at a 40 or a 50. Now, I had a LASIK eye surgery center in downtown Chicago getting over 80,000 monthly visits from Google search reach out to me for help with their SEO. Now, 80,000 visits a month sounds incredible, right? But almost none of that traffic was local. They'd spent years on content SEO, but had almost no calls from actual Chicago residents. That's over $100,000 invested with minimum local results. Why? Because traditional content SEO builds topical relevance. Google knows you're about LASIK or plumbing, but it completely fails to build geographical relevance. Your blog post about how LASIK works doesn't tell Google that you serve Chicago specifically, so your Google business profile doesn't actually rank locally. And here's the business reality. Most clients are going to lose patience by month 2. They're not seeing their phone ring, they're not seeing new customers. That's a recipe for losing clients before you ever have a chance to prove that SEO works. The second method that most agencies move to is citation building and directory listings. This is where you submit your business information, name, address, phone number, logo to directories like Yelp, Yellow Pages, Chamber of Commerce. Now, the timeline, 1 to 3 months before you see any movement, and even then the movement is usually pretty minimal. Now, I do need to make an important distinction. Back in 2015, we used to hire virtual assistants to spend hours filling out tiny white boxes on hundreds of random directory sites. Tedious, time-consuming, and those directory sites barely ever even got indexed. Largely, those don't work anymore. What works today are citations that require business verification. Apple Maps, Bing for Business, Facebook Business, platforms that actually verify you're a real business before they'll list you. But here's the problem. Even these, honestly, are table stakes. We had a dental client whose previous agency built 200 citations over several months, moved them from position 22 to 19. They canceled, angry they'd wasted money. So we added them to Apple Maps and Bing, just those 2 verified citations, and they moved to position 14 in a few weeks. Nah, 14's not amazing, it's still largely invisible, but it's in the right direction. Citations verify that your business exists. They don't tell anything about what services you provide or which geographical areas you actually serve. So that's why this method is so slow. You're spending months building a foundation, but you're not actually strengthening the connections that make you rank. So what does strengthen those connections? Quality links from local authorities. And I'm not talking about the, hey, why are you moving me around? Why? He was moving my chair around. I'm not talking about the traditional link building approach that most agencies use. So let me tell you a story that changed how my agency approaches link building. A couple of months ago, I ran my prompt that will help find local organizations looking for sponsorships and will give you a link in exchange. And that prompt found a local college putting on a TEDx event. It was $250 to sponsor that event, $250 for a link from a highly relevant local.edu site. That single link moved our client's average rank position by 4 spots. Plus, the business owner got to attend the TEDx event. Compare that to traditional link building, guest post outreach, building domain authority through backlinks. You reach out to websites asking to write a guest post, you wait for responses, you write the articles, you wait for them to publish it. Maybe 1 in 10 websites respond, maybe 1 in 5 actually publish your content. It's a very manual process. You'd be lucky to get 5 to 10 quality links per month. And the timeline? 3 to 6 months of consistent effort before you would see any meaningful improvement. Plus, a few years ago, Google rolled out an update that largely ignores bio box links. So all that work for minimal results. And for a local business, man, most of those links don't help much. You're getting a link from a plumbing blog in New York City when you're a plumber in Houston. Sure, it shows Google that you're in the plumbing industry, but it does nothing for your geographical relevance. Not all links are created equal. A link from a local chamber of commerce, even if that site has lower domain authority, carries more weight for local rankings than a link from some random national blog. Why? Because that chamber is a verified local authority. So that's why I created that prompt. It uses AI to find local, high-quality link opportunities, charitable organizations, chambers of commerce, local festivals, and events looking for sponsors. This is the stuff that actually matters for local rankings. So I'm going to show you the prompt on screen right now. You can pause and transcribe it, or you can grab it inside my school community. There's a link in the description. But even with that prompt, you're still looking at a few months to source the opportunities, negotiate, and get the links live. As I mentioned, most clients are losing patience by month 2. They've invested $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 with no leads yet. They're not seeing their phone ring, and you're telling them just wait another few months. So how do you actually speed this up? How do you get results faster so clients don't bail before you prove your value? This is where things start to get interesting. The Google Business Profile Optimization is the first method that actually delivers results in 2 to 6 weeks, not months, weeks. So here's why this is the recommended starting point for any local business. When someone searches plumber near me or plumber Houston, what shows up at the top? It's not websites, it's the map pack. 3 Google Business Profiles sitting above all the organic results. 60 to 70% of the clicks go to those top 3 profiles. If you're not in that map pack, you're fighting for the leftover 20%. Even if you rank number 1 organically, you're still below the map. So what exactly should you optimize? Start with the categories. Most local businesses I see have 1 category selected. Google lets you choose up to 10. If you're a plumber, you should also choose drainage service, gas installation service, heating contractor, every relevant category that applies. Target 2 to 4 in total. Next, fill out every single box on the GBP. Business description, services, posts, photos, whether you have an ADA compliant restroom, everything. Most businesses leave half of all of this blank. It's a gift to you because that means you can outrank them just by completing yours. Okay, then there's the posts. You should be posting to your GBP at least once a week, but you don't need to do this manually. You can use a tool like LeadSnap to schedule 52 posts all at once. I have a prompt that generates those 52 posts in one shot. I'm going to go ahead and show it on screen. Again, pause, transcribe it, or grab it in my school community, link in the description. So let me give you a real example. We have a client, a local plumber in a smaller market, and they were not ranking very well. They were stuck in position 10 on average on Google Maps. So we optimized their GBP with proper categories, filled out every section, scheduled posts, got some photos up, and optimized their homepage. 3 weeks later, they jumped to position 3. Phone starts ringing, new customers start coming in. Client was thrilled because they actually saw results before their second payment was due. Now here's why this works so fast. And this is the shift that most SEO agencies still don't understand. Around 2018, Google rolled out their transformer technology, not like Optimus Prime, a different kind of transformer, and it completely shifted how their algorithm works. They moved from keyword-based search to entity-based search. So here's what that means in simple terms. Google used to just match keywords. If someone searched Plumber Houston, Google looked for pages that had enough authority from backlinks to be trusted and included those words. But now, Google understands entities, real businesses, real locations, real services, and the relationships between them. That's why you can see plumbers with 12 reviews outranking competitors with 5,000. Google isn't just counting keywords or reviews anymore, it's looking at whether your business entity is strongly connected to your service entity and to your location entity. Your Google business profile is literally Google's representation of your business entity. When you optimize your GBP, you're directly telling Google what your business entity does, where it operates, and what services it provides. You're not hoping that Google figures this out from blog posts. You're explicitly defining those entity connections. Each category you add is telling Google about another service entity your business is connected in. More entity connections equals more relevance for more searches. But GBP optimization alone isn't enough to dominate competitive markets. It gets you in the game fast, but to really win, you need to strengthen those entity connections even further. And that's where the fastest method comes in. This is the method that changed everything for my agency. And the timeline, 2 to 4 weeks to start ranking. Not 6 months, not 3 months, 2 to 4 weeks. So here's the core strategy. Create hyper-targeted pages for every location you want to rank in and every category and service you offer. These are not city pages. They are neighborhood pages, geographical landmark pages. Each one is going to be optimized for local searches in that exact geographic location. Now, before you think this is some thin, spammy content strategy, let me be clear. This only works if you do it right. And here's exactly how we structure these pages. Each page is going to follow this format. Your H1 is the service plus the neighborhood. For example, emergency plumber in downtown Houston. Your first paragraph answers, do you serve this neighborhood? Immediately. Something like, we provide 24/7 emergency plumbing services throughout downtown Houston and typically arrive within 45 minutes of your call. The second paragraph addresses the specific pain point for that service. Water heaters suddenly stop working, pipe burst at 2 a.m. We understand emergencies don't wait for business hours. And the third paragraph includes local landmarks and specifics. We're located just 5 minutes from Discovery Green and regularly serve the residential buildings along Main Street. Now, of course, in downtown Houston, there aren't very many residential buildings along Main Street, so you'd want to adjust that for your specific location. Our plumbers know the older pipe systems common in historic downtown buildings. Then, you'll add a local FAQ section. How much does emergency plumbing cost in downtown Houston? Do you serve the theater district? What's your average response time to downtown addresses? This local specificity is what Google's entity algorithm craves. You're not just saying you're a plumber. You're explicitly giving Google the information so that it can learn that your business entity is connected to that specific geographic entity. Not just Houston broadly, but that exact neighborhood. For a plumber in a mid-sized city, we're typically going to create around 30 pages. I call this the core 30. That's one for each service and category on the GBP with some neighborhood combinations that are actually important to get searched that you want to rank for, like water heater installation in West Plano, main drain replacement in East Plano, emergency plumbing in downtown Plano. Now, how do you know which service neighborhood combinations people are actually searching for? I have a prompt that gets AI to search local forums, Reddit threads, and community sites to find out what people in your area are actually asking about your types of services. Real questions like best emergency plumber in downtown Plano or who fixes water heaters in East Plano fast. I'll show it on the screen as before, pause and grab it, or as always, grab it in my school community. There's a link in the description. Now, there are 3 reasons this method ranks so fast. First, you're targeting low competition, high intent local neighborhoods. These neighborhood level searches have way less competition than broad city terms. Second, you're giving Google location relevant content. Every page explicitly connects your business entity to a specific location entity through the content, the schema, and the page structure. Third, programmatic SEO lets you scale this. With AI helping generate the content, you can create a dozen of these pages in a week instead of spending months writing them manually. So let me show you what this looks like in practice. We had a plumber in Plano, Texas. That's why I keep using that as an example. They've been trying to rank for years using this traditional blogging approach. That got them to position 17, basically invisible. We implemented this hyper-local strategy, created a page for every category and service on this GBP, each one focused on the specific area they wanted customers in. Main drain replacement, drain cleaning, water heater replacement, emergency plumbing. 2 weeks later, position 2. Phone, ringing up the hook, 425 new calls, new customers every single day. That is the power of working with entity-based search instead of working against it. You're not hoping Google figures out where you operate. You're explicitly showing Google the exact geographic entities you're connected to. Okay, now, the key is the content quality. You can't just throw up a dozen pages of AI slop and expect this to work. Each page needs to generally answer the searcher's question and include local information about that specific area and provide value. AI makes this possible. We use detailed prompts to generate locally specific content, mentioning neighborhoods, landmarks, writing from an expert perspective. Then we edit lightly to add personal touches. So I'm going to show you one of these prompts on screen right now. As before, pause, grab it, or find the full set inside my school community, link in the description. And here's what most people miss. This isn't just about ranking fast. It's about ranking for the searches that actually matter, the ones where people are ready to buy, ready to call, ready to hire you. Someone searching emergency plumber downtown Houston at 2 a.m. is ready to pay. And when your hyperlocal page shows up for that exact search, you're going to get that call. So now you know the fastest ranking methods that I learned after 10 years, from traditional content SEO taking 6 to 12 months down to hyperlocal service pages that rank in 2 to 4 weeks. But knowing how to rank means nothing without clients to rank. You can master every strategy in this video, but if you're not signing $2,000 to $5,000 per month retainers, you're just sitting on your knowledge, while other agencies with worse SEO skills are scaling past you because they know how to get clients. So that's why I made this video, where I break down 7 client acquisition methods I use to scale to 7 figures, which ones actually deliver and which ones are a waste of time, and the exact method that brings clients to you. So click that video right here to learn exactly how you can acquire clients for your agency.